Thursday on Today, we're live with Jennifer Gardner as she brings hope to a flood-damaged school.
My little elementary school library totally shaped my life.
See how the community is working together. A special event to save the children, only on Today.
Nobody deserves to go home.
May the best singer win.
He's beating his chair up.
Chris Allen, welcome to a Tuesday evening. We've got football on the Hill that's getting ready to kick off in a few minutes.
Yes, and we didn't say it earlier. It's a little bit of a toasty Tuesday.
Toasty Tuesday. It has certainly been that, and the toastiness will continue for the next several days. And some of the clouds today, even though they were around, didn't bring us rain, nor did they keep us from getting into the mid-70s for high temperatures. Tonight, we'll see those clouds still just kind of scooting through the area, but nothing to produce us any kind of rainfall. 74, that's where we landed today for a high temperature. 69 is the normal for the day. 49 is where we started earlier this morning. And as we get into tonight, if you're going out to the football game, 55, mostly cloudy, breezy with a south wind at 11. I'll tell you about some really chilly times coming toward Halloween coming up in just a few minutes. Morgan?
All right, Chris, and it is a great night for a football game. I want to check in now with sports anchors Maxwell Trink and Patrick Carey, who are live at Houchin Smith Stadium ahead of tonight's blackout game. Guys, how's it looking out there?
And then Morgan, beautiful night for some college football on this, what is it now? Tuesday night. We got some Tuesday night football action. Patrick Carey sent alongside Maxwell Trink. Maxwell, huge game tonight.
Yeah, I feel like we're crowded in here. We have football players, the fans. Jordan Davis just ended, so everybody is now in the stadium for this primetime matchup. Of course, Liberty undefeated on the year. Conference USA has boomed since this realignment, but it seems like it's WKU's conference to win or lose so far this season. Not necessarily the best against the Jacksonville State, not scoring a single point at the half. They can't do that against this Liberty opponent. And one thing that we talked about, Liberty undefeated, but that strength of schedule, not necessarily the best.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark for Liberty right now is who have they beaten that is top tier. They're 5-0 in conference play, but they're two games outside of conference. It's Bowling Green State and Buffalo. On the flip side, WKU's played Troy. They played Ohio State. They played components that are talented at what they do. So the big question mark is, like you said, the strength of schedule.
And what I will say is, Tyson Helen compared Liberty's quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, if Patrick Mahomes is playing tonight, then Austin Reed needs to be his best Joe Burrow.
That's awesome. Well, we have plenty of reaction from the coaches when it comes down to this big-time opponent. They had a lot to say, especially with last week's loss.
For us to go out there and have this opportunity in front of our fans and the atmosphere they're going to create at our home stadium, I mean, we're excited for that, you know, and a must-win conference game, we feel like.
If we can do those things and create problems for the quarterback and create problems for the offensive line, we'll have a chance to be successful, but they are really, really good at what they do.
It's going to be a great atmosphere. Need all our Hilltopper fans to come out to support us, but really excited about being home, really excited about playing an excellent Liberty team, and we got to go get this conference win.
Like Coach Hollins had said, it is a must-win game tonight for WKU. And the biggest thing for WKU is that they come out quickly on offense, and then they can maintain that in the second half. If WKU can score in the second half, I think they have a shot to win this game tonight and upset the #1 team in the conference.
Well, we'll have your highlights at 10 p.m. We'll let you know if the Tops win it. Now, back to you, Morgan.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, our top story tonight, a male juvenile is now facing several charges after Franklin police say he was on the Franklin Simpson High School campus with a gun. Franklin police say they got a call around 2 o'clock this afternoon that a Hispanic male wearing khakis and a red hat was carrying a gun outside the school. The high school and middle schools were both placed on a lockdown as a precaution. The suspect was later found on Cherry Street with the weapon and taken into custody. Officers performed a walkthrough in both schools and the West campus before lifting the lockdown. An increased police presence was also seen during today's dismissal. The juvenile is facing charges of possession of a weapon on school property, possession of marijuana, and criminal trespassing. Staying in Simpson County, big developments are on the way. Governor Beshear announces a multi-million-dollar tourism project is bringing a new entertainment destination to Simpson County. The $33.8 million project will fund the construction of the Dine and Play Social House. This will not only create 163 jobs, but also a family-friendly entertainment spot. Along with a new hotel, families can look forward to a new bowling alley, an arcade, mini golf, axe throwing, as well as rentable event space and a restaurant. The complex is expected to be complete by 2026. Well, we're just a few days out from every candy lover's favorite holiday, but we want to make sure everyone is staying safe. News 40 reporter Michael Ridgway joins us in the studio with more details.
That's right, Morgan. Of course, we want everyone to have a safe trick-or-treating season. And with that, there are some things that we need to be aware of. I talked to a lawyer and a doctor today about some things that you want to look out for. With Halloween less than a week away, there are some things people need to be aware of. One of the main things, traffic. Lawyers say, try to remember it's Halloween.
And that may sound silly, but I know when I get in the car after work, automation kicks in, just habit kicks in. I'm home before I even think about it. So I can see people on Halloween getting in their cars and take off home, and before they even think about Halloween, all of a sudden maybe there's a kid in the road and they've forgotten.
Coleman also said for parents to remain on high alert when walking with their children as well, staying between them and the road.
When you're out there, it's just about paying attention. Don't get sidetracked talking to the other parents and lose sight, because it only takes a moment for a child to get hit. So be a defensive parent. I think that's the way all parents start out.
There's also concern for homeowners. Unbeknownst to some, you have a legal obligation to keep your property safe for those who are not trespassing. If not careful, you could end up in a sticky situation.
If you've got a loose brick, and you've been meaning to get to it and you don't get to it, and somebody steps on it and falls and hurts themselves, then they could be, you could be responsible. I would also tell homeowners, watch your pets.
And then there's the risk that every parent is wary of, your kids and their candy.
There was a study which was done in 2020, which said the average American children eat like around 7,000 calories, that is 3 cups of candies during Halloween. One thing what we can do behaviorally is we can model that as parents. We can teach them hey, let's do some portion control. Let's sit and work together on the amount of candies we eat.
Dr. Shaker also said that kids 2 and under really shouldn't have any candy at all. It can be a choking hazard for those younger children. And Lee Coleman did say that if you have trouble remembering, maybe to tie an orange string on your steering wheel to remember that it will be Halloween on Tuesday. Morgan, back to you.
Great idea, Michael. Thank you very much. Of course, most of you know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but what you may not know is how a few members of our community are raising awareness for this deadly disease. And we're joined now by News 40's Noah Fairber. You got a look inside this pretty unique experience today.
I did, Morgan. I went over to Charter Senior Living here in Bowling Green, and they have a pretty unique way of celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Why don't you guys take a look? At Charter Senior Living in Bowling Green, a unique way to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month is on display. However, it's not what you might think.
Bras for a Cause was an initiative that came from our charter corporate offices that all of our 45 or so charters does every year, and I think this is the 3rd year. And the purpose of it is just to raise awareness for breast cancer research.
One resident survived 2 different occurrences of breast cancer and says she's grateful to be alive.
I had cancer 20 years ago. They did a lumpectomy and radiation, and I thought I was fine, and then it came back 2 years ago. I know what it is to have cancer, and I feel lucky that I survived both times, because so many people don't.
Another survivor mentions how getting a mammogram was the best choice she could have made.
I am a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor, 25 years. My mammogram saved my life. I had an early, kept my checkups, and it saved my life.
it's important to remember to check yourself for lumps and any signs of breast cancer. Take it from one final survivor.
I had one breast removed. 30 years later, I had the other one removed. For years, I did that. And the first one, I did this one morning, and I thought something's not right. It was as big as an egg. That was on Saturday, and on Tuesday, I was in surgery.
Now, Miss Irene Love, the last survivor I talked with there, also mentioned she is 90 years old, and she's grateful for the doctors that have helped her stay alive this long. It is just a great story and a feel-good way to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Absolutely. No, amazing story and amazing for Miss Irene. Love that for her. Well, I want to turn now to a local organization that helps people get back on their feet. If you're looking to have some fun for a good cause, Room in the Inn is working to organize their 3rd annual Bingo Night fundraiser. The event started back in 2020 to help raise money for the nonprofit that works to keep people off the streets. Tickets are currently live on their website. That's roominthenbg.org. One of the board members we spoke to encourages everyone to come out to the Charleston in Bowling Green on November 5th for the event.
And it's just a fun night, and everybody loves it. It's super laid back, you know, casual attire, and we just hang out, play bingo, eat, drink, and be merry.
Again, tickets are available on the Room in the Inn website, and the date to save is November 5th at the Charleston, starting at 5 p.m. Well, a few members of our community are being recognized today for their work that can sometimes go unnoticed. News 40 reporter Carlisle Coppins has more on the story.
Smiths Grove Lions Club is recognizing Warren RECC and all the work they provided for the Smiths Grove community after many devastating storms. That's why the Lions Club held an appreciation breakfast for the WRECC linemen.
We thought $50 might not buy too many energy bars, so we decided to have this pancake breakfast for them and just show them that we appreciate them and what they do for our community, and that many more people recognize what they do.
For the Lions Club to display this gratitude, they had to rely on the support and donations from members of the community.
It's a great feeling because what I gave was not much, and for a little bit to go a long way. And you know, sometimes that's all it takes. One little small thing can really, spread through the whole community.
This small act is impacting the linemen by not only filling their stomachs with wonderful pancakes, they are also being fulfilled and motivated by the community.
It's absolutely delicious, but to hear somebody come in from the public just directly in the morning and show their appreciation, it does mean a lot.
The Lions Club considered donating to larger organizations, but in the end, they knew they needed to pour back into the people a little closer to home.
With everything going on in our nation, we sometimes forget our communities, where we live, and it's important to help where we live, because where we live is where we grow and where we can truly make an impact.
Organizers hope this act of kindness can truly make an impact on those on the front lines that work hard for the communities they love.
Well, we hope it shows BG strong, and we just hope that spirit that we had never dies, and it just keeps on and on in this Warren County and Bowling Green. I hope they appreciate that the community appreciates what they do.
In Warren County, because local matters, Carlisle Coppins, WNKY News 40.
Thank you, Carlisle. Still to come on News 40 at 6. Infighting between House Republicans has claimed yet another Republican speaker nominee. The most recent Republican to drop from the race, and what comes next in just a bit. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back after the break with a full look at our forecast. Right now, you're taking a live look at Houchens-Smith Stadium as we prepare for kickoff here in about 15 minutes or so. Great night for some football. Chris will tell us what we can expect to see tonight and for the rest of our week after this.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
Inside the octagon, no one fights like me. But outside, no one fights for the people like Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Morgan & Morgan, the official law partner of UFC. Fighting is in our DNA.
I'm a nurse and a single mom of 5 kids. Budgets get tight, especially with costs right now. But Andy Beshear crossed party lines to cut the income tax, putting more money in the pockets of families like mine. It'll make life easier for me and for so many other Kentuckians. Governor Beshear really cares about people, and it shows. He puts the needs of working families first, and it's making a real difference in people's lives.
Is your search for a new home on hold because of high interest rates and high monthly payments? Jago Homes has your solution with a low 4.99 fixed interest rate and no energy bills for 2 years. You'll enjoy open, spacious living. Your new home is protected with a 210 warranty and backed by our full-time service department. Learn why a new Jago home is more affordable than you think at jagohomes.com, because life is too precious to be put on hold.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas, my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you have any trouble receiving Social Security benefits, call our office today for a free consultation.
Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill.
What would Daniel Cameron's Medicaid plan mean for my patient?
He's threatening to take away health care coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians.
It's very scary that people are not going to have health coverage.
People will not be able to see their doctors. People will not be able to buy medicines.
Many rural hospitals will end up closing their doors.
Cameron is still following his pal, Matt Bevin.
I don't know why you do that.
I don't think Daniel Cameron understands what Kentuckians are going through.
And that is not acceptable for a governor.
I wake up every morning asking, what's happening in the world? Why is this happening? And how do we answer that question?
We are back with Weather Chief Chris Allen on this toasty Tuesday.
It's been a toasty Tuesday, even with cloud cover. It was like the clouds didn't really hold back any of the heat.
Right.
And that's because our dew points are coming up. Another way we measure the amount of moisture in the air, so it's going to feel a little more toasty. Yes, you're right. Absolutely right. And the next few days are going to feel that way as well. What we could use is some rain, but I don't see any around here, and not anytime soon. Morning lows started out much milder this morning. 50 is where we started here in Bowling Green. Most of you did start out with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, except for Burkesville down near the Cumberland River. We saw 30s down there next to the Cumberland River. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s, 68 right now. About 71 out at the L.T. Smith Stadium. Dew points are coming up into the 50s, and that's a change from what we've had previously, because when we had dew points in the 30s and 40s, that air felt really, really nice, but now it's starting to feel a little more, you know, just a little more uncomfortable. So it's not going to get really humid, but it's going to get a little more toasty in the next couple of days. Right now, from the airport, 68, southeast wind at 6, dew point at 51, and the barometer rising at 30.19. The skies are still cloudy and will remain that way as we go through this evening. If you're going out to the ball game, it's very nice out there, just a bit overcast. There's no rain anywhere near us, thanks to that big dome of high pressure which dominates the southeastern United States. Rain, they have plenty of it back to the west, but none of that is really going to affect our weather anytime soon. We're going to keep it very dry around here as we go through the next several days. As a matter of fact, we're going to continue to see some very dry enough conditions to where we have some issues with fire danger, and that's a concern because when it gets this dry and we've got all that dry brush just laying around here, the weeds, the grass and the woods, without that lack of, with the lack of rain, that's a problem. And then when the winds start to kick up a little bit, that can spread a fire very easily. This is what we need, but it's going to stay far back to the west of us for the next several days. Here we go into Wednesday, more of that southerly flow here, breezy at times. Temperatures pushing near 80 degrees as we get into Thursday with an increase in clouds. But once the system finally does make its way in here by Friday, it'll be lacking a lot of the kind of rain that we need. First freeze next week, it is possible. Now, some of you have already had a touch of frost in your gardens and nearby where you live, but we're talking about the first widespread freeze across the area, below normal temperatures as we get into next week, starting with next Tuesday, Halloween, and then widespread frost and freeze maybe off to the northeast of us. I'm thinking this is going to be the first time this season that we see everybody getting into the mix as far as a hard freeze. Mostly cloudy and breezy tonight, 55. That'll be later. If you're out at the game, it's going to stay in the 60s. And then tomorrow we warm it up. 78 both tomorrow and Thursday. Showers, perhaps even a thunderstorm Friday afternoon, 77. Near 80 Saturday with showers. And you can see there the big cool down is coming for Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, of course, Halloween. The highs will only be in the chilly 50s. Okay, here's what's coming up tonight on CBS 40.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Kentucky's Attorney General should protect our kids. But as a prosecutor, Russell Coleman gave sweetheart plea deals to dangerous sex offenders. One criminal Coleman faced sexually abused an unconscious child, created child pornography, and got a plea deal for less than the minimum sentence. In case after case, judges overruled Coleman's deals as too soft on predators. Stop Coleman. Protect Kentucky's kids.
The $250,000 mega draw is here at the Mint Gaming Hall Bowling Green. Win by matching just one number and match all 6 for $250,000 cash. Drawing Saturdays in October every hour from 5 to 8 p.m. Only at the Mint Gaming Hall Bowling Green.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
Morris Jewelry is this area's independent and trusted source for diamonds. We're an experienced direct diamond importer, and custom design is our specialty. With diamond engagement rings starting at $33 per month, our prices can't be beat.
Looking to shop for a cause or to donate to a local nonprofit store? Visit the Habitat Restore of Bowling Green, located at the corner of 8th and Center across from the Bowling Green Ballpark. Call or visit our website today to learn more.
During the COVID pandemic, I fought against Washington's unconstitutional assault on our rights. In Kentucky, Daniel Cameron did the same. When Andy Beshear shut down our places of worship, Cameron led the fight to reopen churches, taking Governor Beshear to court, and Cameron won and ensured that you had the right to worship freely. That's why I'm voting for Daniel Cameron, because no matter the fight, Cameron will safeguard your rights.
Protect Freedom PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hi, I'm Alex with the band Whitmore for some futuristic karma.
Catch us this week on Marquee Backstage.
States across the country are suing Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, over the addiction and harm the social media platform allegedly causes young people. A federal lawsuit was filed by more than 30 attorneys general, including Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. The states allege Meta's products have harmed young users' mental health with its addictive features, and that Instagram has contributed to a mental health crisis in the U.S. The federal lawsuit marks the latest attempt by states to rein in large tech platforms. It's been 3 weeks since the House ousted Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. The lower chamber cannot act on anything until a new speaker is elected. But infighting in the Republican Party has claimed yet another Republican Speaker nominee. Skylar Henry has more details.
Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer won the most votes from Republicans to become House Speaker nominee Tuesday morning. And by Tuesday afternoon, his candidacy was dead.
In Indiana, I think there were maybe 28 or so that stated they're going to choose someone else other than Tom Emmer.
Emmer's candidacy was scuttled after former President Donald Trump posted on social media slamming Emmer as a rhino, or Republican in name only.
I think we need a Speaker of the House that reflects the views of Republican voters, and Republican voters largely support President Trump.
Emmer called Trump over the weekend, but it wasn't enough. Emmer's vote to certify the 2020 presidential election results put him at odds with the MAGA Republicans. Trump's opposition to Emmer was enough to keep him from becoming Speaker. But others say they opposed Emmer because he voted for federal recognition of same-sex marriage.
I can't go along with putting one of the most moderate members of the entire Republican conference in the Speaker's chair. That betrays the conservative values that I came here to fight for.
Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson was the runner-up in voting Tuesday morning. He is supported by the conservative faction, but was not able to win over more moderate members. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, stay with us. We'll have a final look at your forecast coming up right after this.
The Haven at Massey Springs is a special place. Alzheimer's and dementia residents need a special kind of care. So at the Haven, we take care of your loved one just like family. Our memory care program stimulates minds in a therapeutic environment and caters a plan of care as unique as your loved one.
Here at Massey Springs, family takes care of family, and it shows. Schedule your tour with us today.
Recovery is courage. In a culture where there's a stigma around recovery, I've learned to have the courage to tell my story to inspire courage in others. I know one of the hardest things to do is to have the courage to start recovery. I've gotten to live the life of my dreams simply by having the courage to say it is time for a change in my life. Find the courage to live a healthier you by visiting landmarkrecovery.com or call 1-866-LANDMARK today.
As Joe Biden destroys our economy, Andy Beshear defends him.
I don't want to be critical of what the president's doing, because at least he's trying. We at least ought to give the president some kudos.
And a big thanks also to Governor Andy Beshear.
He's trying to help us.
Biden's bankrolling Beshear's re-election, funneling $250,000 in donations. Beshear and Biden, or Trump and Daniel Cameron. Trump's choice, our champion. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
Daniel Cameron's staunch position allowing for no exceptions in the case of rape or incest. It is an insult to the injury that these survivors have already made it through.
I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. And there are other little girls out there that need that choice.
And now, Attorney General Cameron is demanding access to the medical records of Kentucky women who go out of state for reproductive health care without their permission. That's extreme, and it's dangerous.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up my day. News 40 sunrise way. I'm waking up my day. WNKY. Weather on the force to get you out the door. I'm waking up my day. That is 40 sunrise way.
Weekday morning starting at 6. You're watching WNKY CBS 40, home of Super Bowl 58.
Some people think that fighting like a girl means to give up easily. They haven't met this fighter yet, or any of the female injury lawyers at Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, the official law firm partner of UFC. Fighting is in our DNA.
It's a nice night out there for some football.
Yes, it's going to be a nice evening. Some clouds around, but no big deal. Temperatures will fall into the 50s tonight, and then tomorrow back into the toasty 70s, maybe even close to 80.
Wow.
As we head into Thursday. Could even happen Friday before the showers move in, but a better chance of rain during the weekend, and then a big cool down.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you at home. We'll see you at 10.
Thank y'all, folks. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I do. Well, welcome to Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Well, we got a good one today. Returning for their fourth day with a total of $21,645 from Atlanta, Georgia. It's the champs. It's the Sneed family. And from Clifton, New Jersey, it's the Judah family. Everybody's here trying to